Imagine a land where the sun sets on an endless horizon, painting the landscape in hues of orange and red. Welcome to the Australian Outback. This vast, isolated wilderness stretches as far as the eye can see, its rugged terrain both captivating and daunting. Here, the profound solitude and haunting beauty serve as the perfect backdrop for tales of mystery and tragedy. As the crimson sun dips below the horizon, stories of unresolved mysteries and heart-rending losses begin to whisper on the wind. In this serene yet eerily quiet backdrop, some of Australia's most perplexing and tragic stories unfold. Meet Brian Gadd, a young adventurer whose journey into the desert ended in mystery and tragedy. Brian, a vibrant 24-year-old from the historic city of Ballarat, was known for his boundless curiosity and a bit of a wild streak. It was this adventurous spirit that led him, along with two close friends, to embark on what was meant to be an exhilarating exploration of the Australian outback. Their journey, however, took a disastrous turn. Deep in the heart of the desert, under the scorching sun, their vehicle was found mangled in a severe crash. Days later, Brian's body was discovered several kilometers from the crash site. It was a grim sight. He lay there as if he had been desperately seeking help that never came. The presence of these items raised critical questions. What role, if any, did the substances play in the crash? Was there foul play involved, or was this a tragic accident compounded by poor decisions under the influence? Brian's untimely demise leaves behind not just a grieving family, but a slew of unanswered questions that beckon the coroners into a deep investigation. The quest for truth in the vast, silent expanses of the outback is fraught with challenges. Yet it is crucial for bringing peace to those left in the wake of such a perplexing tragedy. Now, shift to the quiet town of Narromine, where another heart-rending story emerges with the death of Tony Prince. In the serene backdrop of Narromine, a town usually whispered about for its scenic tranquility and close-knit community, the atmosphere sharply changed one fateful evening. Tony Prince, an Indigenous man, found himself in an unimaginably tragic situation that would soon ripple across the cultural fabric of the town. The incident began innocuously enough, with Tony being suspected of petty theft by a group of Taiwanese fruit pickers working in the area. The confrontation swiftly escalated, fueled by a potent mix of fear, misunderstanding, and cultural differences. The fruit pickers, unfamiliar with local laws and customs, decided to take matters into their own hands, attempting a citizen's arrest. The attempt, however, turned fatal. Tony, overwhelmed and outnumbered, succumbed to injuries sustained during the apprehension. His body was later found, and the quiet town of Narromine was thrust into a whirlwind of grief and outrage. The aftermath was complex. The community grappled with the stark realities of what had happened. While some called for justice, others pondered the deep-seated issues of cultural misunderstanding that had contributed to the tragedy. The fruit pickers, fearing retribution and caught in a legal limbo, fled Australia, leaving behind a slew of legal and ethical questions that puzzled authorities and citizens alike. This case threw a harsh light on the challenges of integrating cultural diversity in rural settings. It underscored the importance of understanding and respecting cultural norms and legal frameworks. The flight of the suspects added another layer of complexity, complicating the pursuit of justice and leaving the community and Tony's family in a painful limbo. Tony's death not only stirs a community, but also sparks a broader conversation about justice and cultural interactions in rural Australia. In these remote parts of Australia, coroners face not just geographical isolation, but also complex cultural and legal challenges. The vast distances of the outback not only make the scenes of incidents difficult to reach, but also add layers of complexity to every case they handle. Imagine the daunting task of traversing hundreds of miles of rugged terrain to reach a scene, only to confront a puzzle that stretches far beyond the physical landscape. In these sparse landscapes, when tragedy strikes, the role of the coroner becomes crucial. They are the ones who step into the void, piecing together stories from what little evidence the harsh environment has left untouched. Whether it's a mysterious disappearance or an unexplained death, these dedicated professionals work tirelessly to bring clarity and closure to situations shrouded in mystery. Consider the case of a lone wanderer found deceased near an ancient Aboriginal site. Here, the coroner must navigate not only the usual forensic examinations, but also respect and integrate cultural sensitivities into their investigation. This means consulting with local Indigenous leaders, understanding the spiritual significance of the site, and ensuring that all procedures are in line with cultural practices, all while conducting a thorough investigation. The logistical challenges are immense. Transporting equipment, securing perishable evidence against extreme weather conditions, and sometimes even waiting days for backup or additional forensic support. Yet, despite these hurdles, the commitment to uncovering the truth never wanes. For the families left waiting in distant communities, the coroner's findings are a vital link to their loved ones. With each case, they not only seek answers but also provide a sense of justice and peace. It's a delicate balance of forensic science, cultural understanding, and deep compassion. Their journey is a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice against all odds. In the heart of Australia's wilderness, these coroners do more than just investigate deaths. They bridge the gap between the law and the diverse tapestries of human experience, ensuring that no matter how remote, every life is accounted for and every story is told. Navigating the delicate balance of justice and cultural sensitivity, the Australian legal system faces unique challenges here in the Outback. In the vast expanses of the Australian wilderness, the law must operate within a tapestry of diverse cultures and isolated communities. Each case that arises here is not just a matter of legal facts. It's intertwined with the deep-rooted cultural beliefs and traditions of those involved. Take, for example, the case of Tony Prince, an Indigenous man whose tragic encounter with foreign nationals stirred complex legal and cultural questions. The incident highlighted the necessity for law enforcement and judicial systems to be culturally literate, ensuring that justice is both fair and perceived as fair by all community segments. In such cases, coroners and magistrates often find themselves as mediators between the law and cultural expectations. They must tread carefully, balancing the need for thorough investigation with respect for traditional Indigenous practices and beliefs. This often involves consulting with community leaders and incorporating traditional law into their proceedings when possible. Moreover, the geographical isolation of many communities in the Outback adds another layer of complexity. Delivering justice in such remote areas often requires innovative approaches, such as mobile courts and the use of technology to conduct hearings, ensuring that all parties have access to the legal process. Another poignant illustration comes from the handling of cases involving international workers or tourists, who may not fully understand the local laws or cultural nuances. Here, the legal system must navigate not only the usual procedural justice, but also the challenges posed by language barriers and cultural misunderstandings. In all these instances, the goal remains clear: to uphold the principles of justice while respecting the rich tapestry of cultures that define the Outback. This commitment to cultural sensitivity not only helps in resolving individual cases, but also plays a crucial role in building trust and understanding within this diverse landscape. This delicate balance shapes the pursuit of truth in a land marked by diversity and disparity. As we leave the vast landscapes of the Australian Outback, the quest for justice remains as persistent as the setting sun. In our journey today, we've traversed the haunting terrains where the lives of Brian Gadd and Tony Prince met tragic ends. Each story, steeped in mystery and compounded by the harsh remote environment, challenges those who seek the truth. Brian's untimely demise, shrouded in the shadows of substance and circumstance, leaves a somber note on the risks of youthful exuberance. Meanwhile, Tony's fatal encounter underlines the complexities of cultural interactions and the dire consequences of misjudged actions in law enforcement. The role of the coroners, as we've seen, is far from straightforward. Tasked with piecing together the final moments of the departed, they navigate through a labyrinth of legal and ethical dilemmas. Their work, crucial yet emotionally taxing, aims not only to determine the causes of death, but to provide some semblance of closure to those left behind. In this vast, unforgiving wilderness, the balance of justice teeters delicately. Each case, unique in its context and implications, demands a meticulous and culturally sensitive approach. The resilience of those who dwell and work here, facing each day with the knowledge that the truth may be as elusive as the shifting sands, is nothing short of remarkable. In the hauntingly beautiful expanse of the Outback, the pursuit of justice and the quest for truth march on, relentless and undeterred.